there's a dark cloud looming. You know what I mean? So now in comes the feds. You know, uh, when did you get to the first whiff that these people was on your ass? You know what I mean?
Oh, well, I know that, you know what I mean, from the streets coming in. You know what I mean? They never liked me there. And, you know, I was a target before music. You know what I mean? And I understood, okay, I'm a target, you know, probably rightfully so. But, you know, when I chose to, you know, transition, then they never wanted me to forget, or they never wanted me to believe that, you know, I could exercise my entrepreneurship in corporate America. And
I'm just speaking on it because they keep attaching it to your name, your brand. A Duke the Jeweler situation, right on Dice Game when it's tied to y'all.
I know people were associating me with that Duke the Jeweler situation because I went to Labusi pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to him. Truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is.
We met that dude, Duke the Jeweler, the night before. We was gambling. The next day, dude followed us to the concert. When we left out the concert, we under the garage. Dude went to his car by himself.
The social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate.
As J. Prince Jr. explained what happened, he says neither incident was due to a dice game. Mike Prince said this.
Takeoff's family, you know what I'm saying, his loved ones, we love them and respect them too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when ours was took that night, you know.
There's a man in Houston, Texas who owns a 12,200-acre cattle ranch, a private island off the coast of Belize, a 12,000-square-foot French chateau, a boxing empire, a wine brand, and a music catalog that changed the entire sound of American rap. The city gave him his own official day. His estimated net worth sits between $55 and $70 million. And that might actually be low, because a lot of what he owns was never meant for the public to see. That man is James Prince, better known as J. Prince, and his story is way more layered than just he started a rap label. J. Prince was born James Andre Smith on October 31st, 1964 in Houston's 5th Ward, a neighborhood locals called the Bloody Nickel. His mother was 16 years old when she had him and was already raising his 1-year-old sister. They lived in the Coke Apartments, one of the most poverty-stricken and crime-ridden areas in the city. It was not a place people came from and went on to build empires. That wasn't supposed to be possible. Growing up, he did whatever it took to make money, mowing lawns, working on welding trucks, selling birds and rabbits. He played football at Kashmir High School, graduated in 1982, and landed a job at Colonial Savings and Loan. At 20, he got laid off. Instead of looking for another 9-to-5, he found an abandoned building on Shepherd Drive and bought it. He turned it into a used car dealership, started with beat-up bucket cars regular people could afford, then upgraded to exotic vehicles with athletes as clientele. By 21 years old, J. Prince had saved over $100,000. No trust fund, no connections, no inherited wealth, just hustle. At 23, he bought his mother a house and purchased himself a 30-acre ranch. And those two moves set the blueprint for everything that followed. In 1986, in that same building where he ran the car lot, he started letting artists come in to record. He officially co-founded Rap-A-Lot Records in 1987 alongside Cliff Blodgett, named after his younger stepbrother, Sir Rap-A-Lot. The whole idea started as giving his brother and friends an alternative to the streets. It became something much larger. In 1988, Prince walked into meetings with Def Jam in New York City, a young black man from the 5th Ward demanding to be taken seriously at the biggest hip-hop label in the world. That distribution relationship gave Rap-A-Lot national exposure and changed everything. Back in Houston, he had been building the Ghetto Boys, Willie D, Scarface, and Bushwick Bill. Their 1991 album, We Can't Be Stopped, went gold. The title track, recorded while Bushwick Bill recovered from a self-inflicted gunshot wound that cost him his eye, became one of the most legendary moments in rap history. J. Prince didn't just sign artists. he understood how to build cultural moments. Scarface alone became one of the most respected lyricists the genre has ever produced. Jay-Z has said publicly that Scarface is the greatest rapper of all time. Kanye has echoed it. When two of the biggest names in music history point back to an artist that J. Prince developed out of Houston, that tells you everything about what Rap-A-Lot actually built. And critically, he retained ownership of the catalog during an era when most independent label owners were signing terrible deals with majors and giving everything away. In today's streaming world, that catalog generates royalties every single day without him having to do anything new. The boxing chapter is one that most people dramatically underestimate. J. Prince has been a boxing fanatic his entire life. Around 1999, he went to Las Vegas intending to meet Mike Tyson. Tyson ignored him, but a young Floyd Mayweather Jr. kept approaching him, already a fan of Rap-A-Lot, just wanting to build a relationship. Prince saw something and struck a deal: 20% management, which was actually 10 points higher than the deal Floyd had with his own father. Prince managed Mayweather from around 2000 to 2003 through championship fights and major paydays. When Mayweather was pulling $3 million plus per fight, a 20% cut meant $600,000 per fight to Prince's operation. And that's one fight. Across multiple bouts, the Mayweather chapter alone was substantial money. The relationship ended in 2003 over financial disagreements, but it established J. Prince as a serious player in professional boxing. After Mayweather, he managed Andre Ward, widely considered one of the greatest fighters of his generation. Prince called Ward in 2002 after hearing he was considering quitting boxing following his father's death and personally talked him into continuing. Ward won Olympic gold in 2004 and became a world champion multiple times. Through Prince Boxing Enterprises, J. Prince has managed over 15 professional fighters, including current elite names like Shakur Stevenson and Jared Anderson. Top-tier boxing management generates income from purse percentages, promoter relationships, television deals, and sponsorships simultaneously. 2 decades of doing this at the championship level represents a serious and largely underappreciated pillar of his wealth. The real estate portfolio tells the story of a man who has been acquiring land since he was 23 years old and never stopped. The 200-acre cattle ranch outside Houston is a full-scale operation raising Black Angus cattle and harvesting hay, generating an estimated $200 a year in income. Out of that same ranch came Prince Beef, a premium grass-fed direct-to-consumer beef brand that has received national attention. One property, multiple revenue streams, plus land appreciation in a Texas market that has been one of the strongest in the country for decades. In 2019, he purchased a 12,000-square-foot French-inspired chateau in Heath, Texas, a $4.4 million estate with a private theater, bowling alley, and resort-style grounds that locals still informally call J. Prince's house. And then there's Prince Island, a private island off the coast of Belize that he owns outright. Not a rental, not a timeshare. His. When he posted about it on social media, it collected over 4,000 comments. That's the reaction you get when people understand the full arc, from Coke apartments in the 5th Ward to a private island in the Caribbean. In 2020, he launched Loyalty, a wine and spirits brand built through a proper partnership with French producer Maison L'Art, a real product with real expertise behind it, not just a celebrity name on a bottle. He also published his memoir in 2018, The Art and Science of Respect, which opened the door for speaking engagements and consulting. And his community investment in Houston runs deep. The Prince Boxing Complex in the 5th Ward has served thousands of inner-city kids since 1998. He donated $100,000 to Houston meal programs, led HIV and AIDS prevention campaigns in Black communities, and received an honorary doctorate from Texas Southern University in 2019. In January 2007, Houston Mayor Bill White and the entire city council named January 30th officially James Prince Day. That doesn't happen to regular business people. Then there's the Drake chapter, and it deserves its own moment. In 2008, J. Prince's son Jazz was on MySpace and found a young rapper from Toronto nobody had heard of. Jazz was blown away and used his father's network to get Drake in front of Lil Wayne. That meeting changed the trajectory of popular music. Drake signed with Young Money and became arguably the most commercially successful rapper of his generation. Jazz Prince had a management deal entitling him to 22% of whatever Cash Money earned off Drake in advances and net profits. At Drake's peak, that percentage represented serious money. Jazz eventually sued Cash Money and Birdman over approximately $11 million in unpaid royalties. The case settled for an undisclosed amount. The Prince family's fingerprints are literally on the discovery and early career development of the biggest artist of the streaming era. That is not luck. That is what happens when you build the right culture over decades, and the instinct for talent runs through the entire family. When people talk about the greatest music moguls in history, Jay-Z, Diddy, Master P, J. Prince doesn't get mentioned enough. But Master P has publicly said J. Prince is the godfather of this whole thing. Birdman built Cash Money in J. Prince's image, the Southern hip-hop commercial ecosystem that launched Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj, and everything that followed exist because J. Prince proved it was possible first. He grew up in the bloody nickel with a teenage mother, no blueprint, and no connections. He watched his sister die tragically. He got laid off at 20. Every conventional path was either unavailable or closed early, so he looked at an abandoned building and saw a car dealership. He looked at a car dealership and saw a recording studio. He looked at a recording studio and saw an empire, and then he built one. Across 4 decades, multiple industries, and an entire city that literally named a day after him. That's the J. Prince story. Drop a comment. Who else deserves this kind of deep dive? Because stories like this one don't get nearly enough attention.